Welcome to the Chef's Kitchen College Campus Cooking. I'm your host, Tina Marie, and we are here at Delaware Valley University in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, with our old friend, Chef Evan Deluty, straight in from Boston.
I am, Tina Marie. Great to see you.
It's great to see you too, Evan.
Excited to be here on campus.
Yeah, back to school.
Back to school.
It's back to school, right? And we're here with Arabella, who is an alumnus of Delaware Valley University, graduated almost a year ago. So it's wonderful that you've been able to fit us into your schedule and join us here today. So where do we begin, Chef?
So, Arabella, why don't you grab a fork? So you kind of want to tilt the bowl towards you and kind of try to incorporate some air. So you're making little circles, well, almost like lifting up the egg.
Okay.
All right, so lean the bowl toward, there you go.
Very nice technique.
Great technique.
Thank you, Chef.
Can impress some friends with this.
And so what do we have going on here over here at the show, Chef?
We're gonna get the oil. I only use 2 kinds of oil.
Okay.
Very important. First pressed extra virgin olive oil. Any brand will be nice.
Okay.
Or coconut oil.
Oh, interesting. Excellent.
You're doing great there.
Awesome.
All right, so we've got some panko breadcrumbs here.
Okay.
We've got some flour that we've mixed with salt and pepper here.
Seasoned flour.
Yep, and we want to do the flour first, then the egg mixture, and then the panko. So let's
Okay, so we should switch spots here.
Yes, very good.
So we keep our order, right?
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah. So Arabella, I love your experience here at Delaware Valley University. Before the show, you were telling me a little bit about the range of internships that you did here. While you're whisking and adding life to our eggs, why don't you tell us about some of the internship opportunities that you've had while being a student here?
So my first internship was at a winery. I was a wine intern. So essentially what I did was stomp down the grapes using a giant paddle. We can't use feet anymore, unfortunately.
You were looking forward to that,
so
probably.
that was my job pretty much every day, and then I would get to taste the wine and make mixtures of each different wine. So I really learned, blended the wine.
Yes.
So I really learned how to love wine.
So we've got our oil. You can see it at a smoke point here.
Okay, so how do we know when our oil is hot enough, Chef?
When it's smoking on the sides like that.
Okay, good to know.
And the other good test is take a couple of the breadcrumbs.
Drop them in?
Drop it in if it...
We see
You
sizzle?
don't want it to burn, but you want to see it sizzle.
Oh, good to know. All right.
So we'll turn that nicely down.
It's very easy to overheat the oil.
Yes, and then you burn your product.
Yes.
So we want to take our chicken breast, right? Now you can season it or not.
What do you prefer?
I prefer to season just a small amount. So we've got a little bit of salt here, a couple shakes of a couple grinds of the salt, and I forgot my pepper mill. So you're my
I'm your pepper girl.
Yeah.
I'm your pepper girl.
Now let's just hit that top nice and even, and we want to go a little higher so we can see. There we go.
Like a snow of
like a snowing effect, right?
pepper. Is that enough pepper? Would you like
That's
some
good.
more?
That's good, unless
Okay.
you want it more spicy. And we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. A little less pepper, a little less salt, just to give it. You want every bite to have a little
some
bit
flavor.
of seasoning. So
Very nice.
again, we'll a little salt, a little pepper.
You got it. Here we go.
The oil's
Nice and
and
high.
good. Great.
Del Val is founded on a philosophy of science with practice or knowledge by doing. So all of our courses that students take have experiential learning components, and that set of experiences is capped by our experiential learning program, E360, where students go out and get real-world experience prior to graduation through internships, career exploration experiences, in student research, and in leadership development. Every course involves some aspect of that commitment to experiential learning. It doesn't matter if it's a course in your major or outside your major. Our faculty work with you to give you those types of educational experiences that are going to prepare you for the real world.
Becoming a flavorist is a great opportunity for food scientists. It involves getting a food science degree, and then you apprentice under a flavorist for 7 years. And during this experience, the graduates will learn how to formulate different flavors for a variety of different food products. So it's a very fulfilling career, and it allows students who are interested both in the art and the science to combine those into a career.
Now we're gonna drop this in the all-purpose flour with a little salt and pepper, and you wanna coat it, but you wanna make sure you shake off the excess because you don't want too thick of a crust here. Let's give that egg a nice mix up. Now kind of flip that around.
So essentially, as soon as she's flipped them and coated them with the egg mixture, they
You're
should go
good to-
right into the panko at
Correct.
that point. Okay.
Yep.
And now your experience at the winery, just to go back while you're doing that, did you enjoy it?
It was a good way to look into how wine is actually made.
Yes.
So I have far become a wine girl in that sense.
That's great. And at least you learned about the industry, right? This is all while you were an undergraduate.
Yes.
All right, let's stop there. Sorry to cut you
No,
off, but
go
we're
right
at
ahead.
the point where we have to, so we want to take some of the breadcrumbs, get a nice coating, and again, what you desire for a coating is what you want to put in there. That looks pretty good to me.
Okay.
So let's take the chicken, put it in the oil. See that nice bubbling?
So if we see the sizzle on the ends
We're
of the
good to
chicken,
go.
we're good, right?
Yep.
Okay, here you go, Arabella. Would you like to finish
Sure.
pankoing our chicken breast over there?
Yep.
Very nice. So this is like a childhood favorite, like a chicken cutlet, right?
Absolutely.
Chicken
yeah.
cutlet, mashed potatoes.
Yeah, some superhero sauce.
There you go.
And let's put that last fillet. There you go. Now you're getting in there. And we'll pour some on top. Give it a little pat. That way you get a nice coating. Again, dump off the excess and right into the saute pan.
Nice into our sizzling pan.
So we've got a nice sizzle here on the
And
pan.
about how long on each side, chef, should
Golden
these cook?
brown. And let's say probably 2 minutes to each side. Oops,
Okay.
sorry about
And
the
are you
noise.
looking for them to get a nice golden crust?
Golden brown,
Okay.
delicious, yeah.
Okay, very good. And so what is next in our process? What are we going to be
Next,
working on next?
we're going to check out our rice situation, which we have right here.
All right.
So we sauteed that garlic and
Garlic was it in some butter?
well, I did a 50,
Oh, that's right. You did the ratio.
right. So we have onion, chopped diced, finely diced onion. We have some garlic, and we have some chicken broth, 2 cups of chicken broth to 1 cup of rice. And let this go for about 20 minutes or so. And you can see if you feel, not scrape, but gently kind of pick up the bottom. You can hold that, you can do it, kiddo. So just kind of like scoop it around.
Sort of
This is when you want
scoop
to
up from the
taste
bottom.
it.
We do want to taste the rice at this point, chef?
Well, I mean, I season as I go, so let's
So
taste.
shall we?
Yes, by all means. Why don't we get a different spoon, Arabella? We can leave this one here.
Sounds good.
Here you go, Arabella.
Thank you.
What do you think?
Smells delicious.
Oh, good, thank you. It's gonna be hot.
It is hot.
How are we looking?
I think it's seasoned perfect at this point. I don't know that I would add. What do you think, Arabella?
I mean, personally, I like a little more onion, but this is amazing.
I like your
thank you.
honesty.
The beauty of a Del Val education, quite honestly, is the community that the students will join. As a parent of a rising senior myself, I know that the attention that my student needs to get to make him successful in his future is paramount. My entire team in admission has a hyper focus on that. We want to make sure that everybody not only understands the value of a Del Val degree, but truly engages in the community that they'll be joining.
Oh, the job market is excellent for food scientists. So we have 100% placement with our food science majors.
The rice is ready.
Good. So bit al
At
dente,
this point,
al dente,
I would
which is
like
good.
to add just a, a little bit of tablespoon or so of olive oil. Mix it up. This is so it doesn't stick. You want to hold
Okay.
that nice and firm? Thank you. So you'll find that,
That's a
if
good
you-
tip.
A great tip, because now you can put it back on the stove if you want for when the rest of the items
And
are ready.
it'll prevent it from congealing, which
Right.
often happens with rice.
So let's take this, Arabella, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's put this off to the side. And now we want to attend to the chicken.
Good.
See how we have a nice
Oh,
golden
beautiful golden
brown.
crust. Look at the beautiful golden crust
Yeah.
on the chicken over here.
And again, when you're doing something like this, you have a spoon or a spatula, whatever you have, you want to flip away from you, kind of gather the oil up here and flip away from you so that way the oil doesn't splash up and burn you.
Right.
So
Another very good tip. Safety in the kitchen is key.
safety in the kitchen is very key. So I get to do it my way because I've been doing it for 35 years. So. We're going to drop the pasta. This is a cut
would know.
rigatoni. We have salted boiling water here.
Good.
So we're just going to drop that pasta in the water. We're going to turn it up a little bit so it boils.
So Arabella, where do you work now? Now that you're a graduate, what are you doing?
I
What are you
work
doing
for
here, Deluty?
Flavor Development Corps in Gloucester, New Jersey. So we are a flavor house up in North New Jersey in Bergen County, and we create flavors for coffee, tea, and liquor,
Awesome.
specifically sweet things. So I just made like a white wine flavor, and we also make tiramisu, strawberry,
That's fabulous.
anything you can think of, essentially we make.
That's awesome. Evan, what are we
Yes.
doing next?
I'm pulling the chicken out of the oil.
So the chicken's basically ready.
Yeah, it is.
Very, very quick.
I like to let it sit for a minute. Now you can see on the flip
We
side.
have 10 minutes, chef.
Great.
It's a beautiful
See
golden
the
brown color.
albumin coming out? That's the protein
that what that is?
in the flesh. So you can tell that it's ready because you can see the albumin.
That's another good
Now
tip.
we'll get the show side up, and we want to do just a touch of secondary seasoning. It really makes a big
Yeah.
difference.
That nice,
All right.
large
So let's get that.
grain salt.
We're gonna save the pasta for last.
Okay.
You can get your hands a little dirty here if
Okay.
you want. So let's.
She's a
just kinda
graduate. She's
squeeze
used to
those
getting
in
her
your
hands
hand.
dirty.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
So how long did it take for you to get a job after graduation, Arabella?
I actually got one right before I graduated.
Really?
I got it in November of 2022.
That's awesome. And you graduated in December.
Yes, I did.
So you graduated, you knew where you were going, you knew what you were doing. And did you have experience in this field? Did you have another internship where you sort of did this sort of work?
I did. The summer before, I actually had an internship at a flavor house also in New Jersey, located in Mahwah.
Okay.
And they took me on and they taught me essentially what it's like to work in a flavor house and the hustle and bustle it takes to work in the lab.
Excellent. Okay, chef, so what do we have going on
All
here?
right, great. So now we're gonna make a little tomato sauce, and while the pasta's cooking, let's
So-
take some extra virgin olive oil. That's good there, Arabella. You want it to be kind of a little chunky.
Sounds good.
Here you go, Arabella.
So
Your hands.
wash up there, yep. So we have some tomatoes, some fresh tomatoes that we're gonna put in just at the very end. They don't need any blistering or anything. You could put a little bit of salt on here
Okay.
if you like. You could put a little bit of olive oil on here if
It
you
gives
like.
it a nice fresh taste, right, at the
Yeah.
end?
Yes. We've also got some parsley.
We have 5 minutes, chef.
Great. So we're gonna chop up this parsley
So
pretty
flat
fine.
leaf Italian parsley, right?
Yep. I keep my tip on the board and let the knife drag through the herb, and let the knife do the work. You know, you do need a sharp knife, but if you press it like down on it, the herbs go brown. So
Ah,
You don't want that.
This is, we are in cooking school today with you, Chef.
I think that the experience that our students are able to have with college campus cooking is truly highlighting some of the unique offerings that we have here at Del Val. It certainly is giving our external audience a different perspective in some of the offerings that we have on the campus. I can tell you that the interdisciplinary approach that we take to all of our degrees, from everything from food tech to nutrition science to business administration, equine science, we're making sure that students have options, they have flexibility, and I really think that this experience is telling that story.
Our students in the food area go on to be food technologists, food scientists, working in local companies, also working for the USDA and other government entities.
Great, we're gonna slice some garlic here.
Great.
Then we're gonna put this in the saute pan. And we're gonna add the tomato product. So we want that nice sizzle, right?
So
And
just,
you don't wanna burn the garlic, so
well, we made sure that our temperature of our olive oil was not too hot, right? You told us
Exactly.
how to do that, which is something that we will certainly remember.
yep. We're gonna add the tomato puree with the basil,
That Arabella so expertly did for
Arabella
us.
okay? Turn that down. Kind of incorporate that in itself.
Very
We can
nice.
add the tomatoes.
Fresh cherry tomatoes.
All right, and that's good to go. All right, give it a toss, give it a taste, guys. Now we're gonna make the mashed potatoes.
Go.
So I diced up some potato, right?
We tasting the sauce, Sarah?
Yes. Sorry.
It's quite good.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
So
All
we
right.
have some heavy cream that we heated up for the mashed potatoes. That's got whole butter. Very important to use whole butter and don't melt it.
Okay.
All right, so these potatoes were diced and salted water, and we brought them to a boil. You kind of want to let it get up to temp without,
So like a low simmer, Chef?
yes, you don't want to ever boil a potato.
Okay, that's interesting too. That's something else that I didn't know either. So,
Yep.
and you just want to cook them to soften them,
Right,
obviously.
you can see how they are. They're nice and held together. And then we're going to plop these in here. And then you go with your food mill.
Have you ever operated a food mill before?
I don't think so.
It's really simple. Again, the mechanism is your friend. You don't want to force it, but you want to get everything in there that you want to get in there.
Sure.
And I go backwards to kind of lift it up off of the screen.
That's a great technique.
We've got all our potatoes at the bottom in that saute pan. Now we want to add some fresh whole butter.
Oh, it's
Little
a
bit
little
of-
bit of butter, right?
No,
Just a
that-
little bit of butter.
Well, there's more.
There's more where that came from.
Yes. And a touch of the heavy cream.
Nice. Oh, these are going to be
Okay.
some good mashed potatoes.
Can I get a little bit of pepper, please?
Of course, sir. Be my pleasure.
Great. So kind of take the spatula, mix them around. And now if you want them really hot, you can throw them back over the stove for a sec.
I'm sure that would evaporate some of the liquid too.
Ap-
Tighten them
and
up a little
reduce-
bit.
Yes, exactly. So let's put this over here. And this is perfect time to strain the pasta. Again, very gently, you want to let the water gather up and then slowly pour your hot water in here. And we're looking good here. I like to leave a little bit of the pasta water
Just to keep
Okay.
it,
just to keep it moist and to
Good.
maintain it.
and it prevents the pasta from sticking together too.
Correct.
Right? Yes.
Now we're going to go with the tomato sauce. Right? I like to use the big bowl because you really,
You can really stir it.
yes, exactly. And we'll put some fresh parsley in here, a touch of olive oil. We are going to give this a mix. Excellent. We're gonna heat it. We're gonna give this potato puree a blast.
Right?
Let's get a plate for the rice.
Okay, we thought it was time for our plates.
We're just gonna, yeah, we need one for the rice. Okay, there's the mashed potato. And then we've got the tomato. Okay. And the chicken, we'll do some parsley on the pasta.
Great.
And some parsley on the chicken.
What a nice touch.
And we are good to go.
Okay. Chef, thank you so much for preparing what looks to be a home-cooked, heartwarming meal, right?
Good college meal.
A good college meal. And it's
Right.
been great hearing about all of your experiences after graduation, too.
Thank you.
I love the panko. Delicious.
A little crispy.
Panko is so crispy. Delicious flavor rice.
Let's try a little of the
Cooked perfectly.
potato puree.
Thank you, Chef.
And the potato goes well with the chicken, so Ariel
Stick
wants
to your
try
ribs
that.
food.
Yeah,
Absolutely
simple.
delicious. We learned so much today. Thank
Great.
you so much for being with us today, Chef.
My
and
pleasure.
Arabella, thank you for having a reunion with us here at Delaware Valley University.
No problem.
Great day in the Chef's Kitchen.
Once again, Stephen, thank you, and I'm honored to be a part of the experience at Del Val, and hopefully the ingredients, very simple items that college students should be able to introduce.
At College Campus Cooking, I really enjoyed the flavors that we put into each dish, and I really enjoyed coming back to my alma mater